children, in the previous video we did AC, alternating current, connected to a series LCR circuit. So you had a inductor, you had a resistor, you had a capacitor. No matter in what order you connected, the formula which we derived it using phasor diagram. So we use phasor diagram to derive this expression using impedance triangle. Now you see, children, so Z is equal to R square plus XL minus XC whole square root, and I naught is V naught by Z. Okay, so Z we derived this. At resonance, XL is equal to XC we have already done. So when you will put XL equal to XC, this will become under root R square, which is R. Z will be equal to R. So Z is equal to R, and I naught will become V naught by R, because Z is the minimum value of Z is R, so maximum value of the peak of the current is V naught by R. I naught is peak value of current, its maximum value I naught max is V naught by R. So if you have to plot impedance with frequency or angular frequency, this kind of curve we get, and its impedance becomes minimum at the minimum value of impedance is R, and it becomes equal, and we get that minimum value when angular frequency is omega R. Okay, and if we have to plot peak value of current with the angular frequency or frequency, then this kind of a graph we get. The amplitude, peak value of the current keeps on changing, and at a resonant frequency omega R, we get a maximum value of current, which is I naught max. Peak value of current becomes maximum at resonant frequency. And what is the value? We calculated that when XL is equal to XC, we get omega R, which is equal to 1 by root LC, or the frequency FR will be equal to 1 by 2 pi under root LC. So at resonance, children, we know from 11th standard we know that at resonance occurs when natural frequency. So resonance occurs when natural frequency is equal to the driving frequency. That means if you see, here is the AC source. If we can change the frequency here, if we change the frequency in such a way that this frequency becomes equal to the natural frequency according to the design, omega becomes 1 upon root LC, then your then resonance condition will occur, and at resonance you will get XL equal to XC, Z will become equal to R, and the amplitude of oscillation of current will be maximum. That's what happens at resonance. Okay. Now children, if you have this kind of a graph where your L and C is same, we have same LCR circuit, but we have changed the R value. Once we did it for RA and then for RB, and we plotted graph, this kind of a graph will be obtained. Now just looking at the graph, can you tell if you have to guess which one is greater? So you see, more is the resistance, less will be current, because resistance opposites current. So here the peak value of current is less, so this RB will be greater. Okay, so RB will be greater than RA. This is okay. Now application of resonance circuit. Where do we use this resonance circuit? So this is used in tuning of radio stations or TV channels. So when you tune, if you want a particular channel comes at a particular frequency. So when we change out of L and C, we can change C. When we change this C, omega R changes. A resonating frequency changes. Then this resonating frequency matches with the frequency of the TV signal or the radio signal. We get that particular channel. Okay. So now resonance, when is it possible? So resonance is possible when your XL is equal to XC. That means you should have L and C both in the circuit, then only resonance is possible. If anyone is not there, so when both L and C is there, then only resonance is possible. Otherwise resonance cannot occur. So if you have just RC circuit or just RL circuit, resonance cannot take place. There will be some phase difference. Okay, now when we did this with phasor diagram, we obtained this expression, and then we got impedance triangle, in which we had impedance triangle was like this, where this was Z, this was R, this was XL minus XC, or XC minus XL. Okay, and then this was a phase difference. Now this phase difference can be positive or negative depending on whether the circuit is inductive or reactive. If it is inductive circuit, voltage will lead current. If it is reactive circuit, then current will lead voltage. So for a series LCR circuit, if this is if V is equal to V naught sine omega t is our source of EMF, then current can be written as I naught sine omega t plus phi. okay, where phi can be positive or negative depending on the depending on whether current leads or lags behind voltage. Okay, so phi can have any value. So now what? Now if I have to find IRMS, then how will I find IRMS? So IRMS or VRMS, as per its formula, then IRMS is the amount of DC current which will give us same power loss as given by one cycle of AC current. So I need to find the power loss in, okay, so first we need to find out power loss. Now you know that for that I need instantaneous power, which is V into I. So instantaneous power is Vi. I can just substitute these values. I'll write down V0, I0 and remaining trigonometric functions here. Now for average power, we know that average power is integration instantaneous power dt 0 to t divided by 0 to t dt. Okay, so here this will be equal to, okay, so power this much we are getting. Average power value is this. Then when I'll substitute it here, V0 I0 I can take outside and T also will be here. What is left is this. Okay, now I can multiply 2 and divide by 2. Now when I'm multiplying, this is 2 sin A sin B formula. 2 sin A sin B has a formula. So here V0 I0 by 2t, and I can 2 sin omega t plus a sin 2 sin A sin B formula we can use, and from that we get cos phi minus cos 2 omega t plus phi into dt. So when I'll open this bracket, what I'll get is V0 I0 by 2t, and 1 will be in 0 to t cos phi dt, and minus it will be 0 to t cos 2 omega t plus phi dt. Okay, now this expression, see, cos phi is independent of time. Okay, phi is the phase difference which is independent of this dt, so this is constant. So you can take this out of this integration, and what is left is V0 I0 by 2t, and cos phi comes out, and it is integration 0 to t dt, which is capital T. When you solve this, it will be capital T, minus cos 2 omega t plus phi dt. For one complete cycle, this is 0. So what do we get here is V0 I0 by 2t into, okay, so V0 I0 by 2t cos phi, and this integration is t. So t and t cancel. What we get is V0 I0 by 2 cos phi. Okay, now P average. If you remember, I told you no matter what kind of a circuit it is, your V0, your RMS value of voltage will be V0 by root 2, and RMS value of current is I0 by root 2. This 2 I can write as root 2 into I0 by root 2. So in denominator it will be 2 only. So this V0 root 2, V0 by root 2 is VRMS. This is IRMS. This is cos phi. Okay, so average power, what we are getting for resistor, you had VRMS, IRMS. For inductor you had 0, for capacitor you had 0. But when we have a combination of inductor and resistor, then it is VRMS, IRMS into cos phi. So this is the most general formula for average power. Okay, in a AC circuit, just remember this. Now what, this extra cos phi is called power factor. Okay, this is called power factor, where phi is the phase difference between current and voltage, which we got from phasor diagram also. Okay, now in case of resistor, okay, when you had a pure resistor, then phi was equal to 0. There was no phase difference between current and voltage. So in that case, cos phi is equal to 1, and if cos phi is equal to 1, then average power is equal to, see, this becomes 1 VRMS into IRMS. Okay, if you have a pure inductor, then your phi will be, then phi will be 90 degree. There was a plus 90 or minus 90, right? In inductor plus 90, and in capacitor it will be minus 90 here, because phi was written with current and voltage leads, so this is minus 90. Okay, this is minus 90 because here minus 90. So cos plus 90 or cos minus 90 is 0. So cos phi is equal to 0. Power factor is 0 here, and because power factor is 0, so average power is equal to 0. Similarly, in case of capacitor, our phi is equal to plus 90 degrees. So again, cos phi, which is power factor, is equal to 0, and average power is equal to 0. Okay. So this is for a purely resistive circuit, maximum dissipation of energy takes place. This is for an inductive circuit, no power dissipation takes place, less current flows. This is for a purely capacitive circuit. So here phi is 90, cos phi is 0, and less current flows, there is no power dissipation. Okay. So in series LCR circuit, the power dissipation is only because of the resistor. Now sharpness of resonance. For sharpness of resonance, you know this kind of a graph for I and omega. This peak is obtained at omega r. Okay, now this is I naught max, right? I naught max at a value of I naught max by root 2. Okay, I naught max by root 2 will be somewhere below only, because root 2 is greater than 1. So this I naught max by root 2, so I naught max by root 2 will be less than I naught max. So for this value I will have two values on this curve. Okay, so one is at a frequency lower than omega r, one another at higher. So this is omega 1, this is omega 2. Now this difference between omega 2 and omega 1, this is called delta 2 delta omega, or this is also known as bandwidth. Okay, this is also known as bandwidth. So there is a term called quality factor or sharpness. Before quality factor we'll do sharpness. Sharpness of this curve is given by omega naught or omega r divided by bandwidth. Okay, which is equal to omega r upon omega 2 minus omega 1. So sharpness is omega r upon bandwidth. So this will be omega r upon omega 2 minus omega 1. On doing some derivations, okay, and substitutions, omega 2 minus omega 1 at resonance when we reach, so we get r by l. So sharpness will be can be written as omega r upon r by l, so omega r l by r. Okay, then there is another term called quality factor. Quality factor is represented by q and its value is xl by r. At resonance its value is xl by r or xc by r. So you can substitute omega xl will be equal to omega rl xc. So these values you can substitute and find out. So see, if I substitute this xl value, you know that at resonance xl is omega rl. So if here I write omega rl and niche there is r, so I get same value. Sharpness and quality factor almost same formula. So if larger is the value of q, quality factor is large, then your if quality factor is large, that means the bandwidth is small. This bandwidth is small, and if bandwidth is small, then this curve is said to be more sharp. Resonance is called to be more sharp. Okay, so more is the quality factor, smaller will be the bandwidth, and sharper will be the resonance. Remember this. Greater is the quality factor, smaller will be bandwidth, and sharper will be the resonance.